From extorting famous athletes to using infidelity footage to ruin someone's life, we've counted 8 blackmail attempts gone horribly wrong. Interested? Come with me. Hey guys, we are from the channel, Another Curiosity. And stay now with the 7 blackmail cases that went horribly wrong. 7. Jaromir Jagr. This has to be the worst attempt to take money from a professional athlete. A young woman tried to blackmail New York Rangers star Jaromir Jagr using a selfie she took after spending the night together. The only problem was, Jaromir didn't care. Katerina Provaznikova wanted $2,000 or it would go public, ruining her image and her marriage. Except, he wasn't married. He wasn't even in a relationship. No, this 43-year-old bachelor was more than happy for the world to know he still managed to pull 18-year-old models. Katerina assumed he was bluffing and posted the photo online. The funny thing is that although Jaromir was single, Katerina was not. So she effectively came out as a cheater, made Jaromir look like a stud, and became the laughingstock of the internet. 6. Armed and extorted. A serial killer used blackmail tactics to involve innocent people in his crimes. Using poison, the Dr. Thomas Neal Cream left a trail of victims in the United States and the United Kingdom. While working as a doctor, Thomas realized that poisoning his patients was more rewarding than curing them. He was eventually caught, but his brother helped him escape his life sentence by paying off the officers. Thomas then took his murder show to London, but here comes the twist. Poisoning victims no longer caused Thomas any emotion, so he began to extort important figures in the community. Doctors and members of parliament were his targets. He claimed that he had evidence that they were behind his crimes, but that he would make it all disappear for the tidy sum of £1,500. Thomas was soon unhinged when he tried to attribute his patient's natural death to a prominent physician. Thomas's threatening note was taken to the police and they eventually opened the whole operation. 5. Wrong acronym. If you're going to impersonate a gang member and extort someone, the least you can do is get the gang name right. That was the mistake an Australian made in threatening a completely innocent man. Ryan Selby showed up at a stranger's house posing as a member of the Finks biker gang. He told the victim that he was there to collect a $1,000 debt that his brother had allegedly written off. He also vandalized his victim's car to scare him. But Ryan was confused when he mistakenly referred to the gang by the acronym MYLF. What he meant was SYLF, or Support Your Local Finks. His victim knew immediately that something was up. When asked to clarify which gang he was from, Ryan nervously said, "The one that starts with an M. You sort out the rest." The police eventually charged him with aggravated blackmail and property damage. He probably paid extra for being a badass asshole. I mean, who doesn't know that MYLF stands for Mom I'd Like to Fuck? 4. Blackmail the wife's lovers. Lawyer Ted Roberts discovered his wife was cheating on him with 5 different men. Instead of getting divorced, he stayed with her and used her proof of infidelity to blackmail her lovers. The men were all married corporate executives, so their lives would basically fall apart if they were found out. Ted knew this and threatened to go public, unless the men made charitable donations to Ted's bank. By this time Ted's wife had recommitted to him and the couple managed to extort $155,000 from the men. That is until one of Ted's associates found evidence of what they were doing and turned them in to the authorities. They were accused of blackmail and extortion. 3. Joe Francis. I bet you thought there was nothing more to Paris Hilton than Chihuahua handbags and reality TV appearances. Well, it turns out that the airhead socialite actually thwarted a blackmail attempt. The target was Joe Francis, the man behind the Girls Gone Wild video phenomenon. Wow! Spring break. In 2004, a masked intruder broke into Joe's house, tied him up and stripped him naked. He then posed Joe with a vibrator and took compromising photos. Poor Joe had a gun to his head and was forced to tell a camera he was hungry for gay D. Like Liberace. After a naked walk, Joe broke free and notified the police. But his ordeal was not over. The home invader soon contacted Joe and demanded $500,000 or he would go public with the tape. Enter everyone's favorite crime fighter, Paris Hilton. Joe and Paris met months later at some party for rich assholes. Paris told him that she overheard a conversation at a club. She knew that Joe's blackmailer was Darnell Riley, a bag of trash who worked his way into the social elite after spending his teenage years behind bars. The police used this information to charge Darnell and he was sent back to prison. Then Paris was like, oh my god. Victory margaritas for all. 2. Mistaken identity. A young man has blackmailed a complete stranger after she mistakenly sent him nude photos intended for someone else. The 36-year-old Indian was missing her husband, who was on a business trip. She exchanged a few text messages with him and noticed that he was feeling playful. He asked her to send some naughty pictures and she complied, having no idea that this man wasn't really her husband. It turned out that the phone company had mistakenly given her husband's phone number to a 20-year-old dog. The husband did not formally cancel or change his number, he just hadn't used it in 3 months, so his phone company thought, yeah, fine, we should totally assign that number to someone else without letting the original owner know. The story should have ended there, with this lucky pervert taking no further. Instead, he steered the situation into murky territories, demanding the woman send him 10,000 rupees or he would upload the images online. Fortunately, it didn't come to that. Police were able to track him down using his phone number and he was promptly arrested. Turns out he was also the son of a police officer. Some good values being instilled there. 1. Bad romance. What do you get when you take a college romance and add adultery and blackmail? A fucked up situation. Months after meeting her, a guy slept with his girlfriend's mother and threatened to ruin her marriage unless she complied with his demands. Katia Masood met Akashdeep Singh while studying at Macquarie University in Australia. Things were going great, so Katia brought him home to meet her parents. It turned out that Katia's mother, Anita, liked the charming bastard so much that she ended up in bed with him. It would have been a one-time mistake, if Akashdeep hadn't filmed it by threatening to make the footage public. Akashdeep forced Anita to take him on long trips, pay him thousands of dollars and give him sex whenever he wanted. He physically threatened her and promised to ruin their lives if she refused. This lasted for an entire year until Anita was forced to confess her mistake and involve the police. Akashdeep was accused of blackmail and intimidation. A magistrate suggested that Akashdeep must have some mental health issues. Sounds like the understatement of the fucking century. We are producing videos on Wednesday and Friday here on the channel. If you liked it, don't forget to leave your like and activate the notification bell to stay on top of all the news. I'm waiting for you in the next video.